Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-March 2023 love reading. Thanks to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge in the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll look at the past, present, and future energies between you and the main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight. And that's where the bridge in the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have Grace. So this is actually the equivalent of the Star card in traditional tarot, which is Aquarius energy. And this could just be saying that you guys might have gone through a rough stretch in your lives, and I feel like this is saying that you might have actually gone through a bit of a course correction, and possibly through meeting this person, they might have actually made you feel like you could possibly be within the connection again, whereas you might have felt like that wasn't the case in the past because you might have been going through some difficulties. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Two of Cups. So yeah, to me this says that most likely they were probably the ones who were more of the initiators in the situation, which is like why I said I feel like through their interaction with you, that might have actually made you feel like, oh, okay, actually, yeah, I wasn't necessarily open to being in a romantic connection, but actually after meeting this person, I actually viewed it as a potential possibility for me now, right? So it could have been one of those dynamics there. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Princess of Arrows. So this is the equivalent of the Page of Swords. And this could just be saying that now you might actually want to express how you're feeling toward this person, right? So it looks like there could still be nervousness there, if we think of the term butterflies in your stomach, right? We see the butterflies all in the artwork there. And the page energies usually represent a purity, but a bit of a lack of confidence and skill as well. So it could just be one of those things where maybe that's taking you out of your comfort zone a little bit, but at the very least you do have that desire to come forward and communicate to this person. All right, present energy on their side, we have the Five of Wands. So in this deck in particular, what it stands out to me here is usually the Five of Wands can point to a type of competitive environment, and here we actually see the masculine energy there is holding the bouquet in his back, behind his back rather, and we see the multiple feminine energies there. So to me, this says that this might be someone who gets a lot of attention, right? But at the same time, I feel like beneath the surface there, they actually do desire to be in a one-to-one connection, but that might not be readily apparent to you. So maybe that's why you're a little bit nervous around communicating to them, right? You might be like, oh, this person always gets a lot of attention from people, and so on and so forth. Though they probably don't want to be in the connection, right? So it could just be one of those things where you might have some doubts as to whether or not they would actually want to progress within the connection with you. All right, future energy on your side, we have Innocence. So this is actually the equivalent of the Fool in traditional tarot. So to me, this says that, yeah, you will actually overcome those fears and actually still come forward and communicate to this person that you do have a desire to actually build a connection with them. So that looks like a positive there. And this does remind me of the fact that as far as timeline goes, right around the middle of the month, we're going to have Venus into Taurus, which is your fifth house of romance and creativity. So that could be what helps light that spark for you too. Right. Then future energy on their side, we have Strength. So Leo energy here. So yeah, it could just be saying that they might feel like at times, because you might have gone through a bit of wounding, right? They might feel like it could be a little bit tough to bring you out of your shell a little bit, right? So I feel like this is saying that they probably will attempt to do so, because throughout this, it looks like they might be the ones between the two of you, at least as of right now, might be a bit more confident. But I feel like this is saying that, they might actually want to progress things with you, for sure, but they just might feel like, okay, it's kind of hard to get you to open up. Okay, bottom of the deck on your side, we have Fortune. So this is the equivalent to the Wheel of Fortune in traditional tarot. It could just be saying that it might have been a timing thing, right? Where if we look at the artwork there, we see the way that she's looking at that figure that's not really in the room, right? It doesn't look like they're physically present. So, and plus we see the musical instrument there. So, it could just be one of those things that maybe you might have started to get some signs and synchronicities pointing to you, saying, hey, maybe this is actually the time to be open to connections. So, that could be what's at play there. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands usually could represent having a victory, and sometimes after some conflict and competition as well. So here, if we look at the artwork, I feel like this is saying that, yeah, going along with what I was saying there, where it might feel like it was difficult to get you to open up initially, like I said, which seems reasonable because, like I said, given that we see that card there, if we look at the artwork, to me, this points to someone who went through something a bit intense, right? And we see like the angelic figure pulling them out of that there. So I could just be saying that, they might not have been aware that you had gone through a situation in the past that made you not necessarily all that open to love. So to have that Seven of Wands energy there, to me in this regard, says that okay to actually feel like, all right, I'm actually got Capricorn open up, feel like that was a victory. Okay, so moving on to your oracle cards. First, we'll see what you get from the Moonlight deck here. I'm gonna be looking for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. So we'll see what comes up. Alright, so nothing's coming up, so what I'll do is I'll actually just put the deck down. And give me a few seconds and we'll tune in and pull a card. Okay, we'll take this card here, and next we'll see what we get from them to you. Alright, and got one there. So let's see what we got on your side first. Okay, we have fantasy. I wish I could. There we go. So yeah, to me that kind of makes me think of the Princess of Arrows energy that I was talking about, where, like I said, you could feel like that butterflies in your stomach type of energy, right? A little bit of nervousness around reaching out to this person. And like I said, for the majority of you, it looks like you will actually do so, but that could be the energy you're feeling in that regard. And on their side, we have time. Okay, it says, I know the clock is ticking for us. Won't you wait for me? So interesting message there, because if anything, it seemed more like the cards on this side were the ones who weren't necessarily open in the beginning. So I don't necessarily see it as on their side they were the ones leading to a blockage of the connection. They seemed to be the ones on their end that were a bit more open to it. So, I mean, I suppose it's possible for some of you that maybe there's a physical distance between the two of you, and that could be what we're seeing with the artwork there, right? With the person coming off the train. So, that's the only thing I can really think of as far as an obstacle as far as time goes there. But aside from that, like I said, it seemed like they were the ones who were more open to the connection. But hopefully that resonates with some of you anyway. And lastly, what we'll do is we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Here we'll just be pulling one card, though, general advice to wrap the reading up with. Got one there. Okay, so making a mess over here. We got Fork in the Road. There's the artwork. And the number is 13. So let's see what this has to say. Okay, the relationship message says you reached a moment of truth in the evolution of your relationship. Will you choose to open up to the possibility of love or to remain isolated? To go deeper and commit to mutual passion or to walk away? This is a time to take responsibility for your truest desire and follow it. Be honest with yourself about what you want to do, invest, and give. Then choose. You cannot make a wrong choice. If you move forward with a relationship, know that it will be based in truth and authenticity. You will have made a conscious decision rather than simply hanging on because you don't want to be alone, or ending things because you're afraid of the intensity of genuine connection. All roads lead to lessons you must learn in your relationships. Regardless of the decision you make, it will place you on the path to a truer experience of the heart. So yeah, definitely a positive message there, especially because, like I said, it looks like you guys did go through something probably a bit intense in the past. And like I said, it seems like crossing paths with this person at least open your mind to the possibilities of entering into a romantic connection again. And like I said, it looks like there's definitely some potential for you guys to get that on track there. So hoping that resonated for you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.